What is going on, buddy? Welcome back to All Things Film. Today I'm here to talk about this interview with the Hollywood Reporter that Angela Kang, the new showrunner, had for The Walking Dead Season 9, where she finally discussed some of the rumors regarding Andrew Lincoln and Lauren Cohan, and she said some very interesting stuff about Maggie's character that's going to be going on in this upcoming season. Now, I'm only going to be reading a few questions off of this interview. If you want to go check out the whole article and the whole interview, I'll leave it in the description down below so you go check out the whole article for yourself. But let's get down to it. So this first question, discussing the two of them, was it's hard to just talk about season 9 without looking at some of the bigger changes from the source material. The major changes started last season when Chandler Riggs' Carl was killed off. This year, Lauren Cohan is leaving in unlimited time and Andrew Lincoln is next, though AMC is yet to confirm the latter. I know you can't address Lincoln's future, but what does The Walking Dead look like without those characters? This is a big reset. Now, a couple of things I actually found interesting about this question was that they're kind of confirming Andrew Lincoln, or they're kind of confirming that Lauren Cohan is leaving, because they're like, this year Lauren Cohan is leaving, but Andrew Lincoln is next. I know you can't address Lincoln's future, so I feel like, I don't know, I feel like with Lauren Cohan, everybody thinks is 100% confirmed because she's already signed on to Whiskey Cavalier, but stay tuned because it gets very interesting for what she says. But regarding this question, she said, we don't want to spoil anything. With anything that happens in the show, no matter who goes in any given season, we're always having to say goodbye to people, and it's heartbreaking for us as people, but it's always in the service of the story. We just hope that people will come along on the ride with us because I'm very proud of what we're doing. Now, yes, I understand people dying on the show is service of the story, but let me just tell you right now, Rick dying will do no good to the story. Please, I hope these rumors aren't true. But this answer didn't say much, but this next question is very interesting because the interviewer said, what does this show look like without core characters played by Riggs, Cohan, and Lincoln? That's a very plain question. I don't know if they didn't really care if they can't answer. They just straight up ask questions, and these are the type of questions that I'm looking forward to seeing in Comic-Con. I mean that I'm expecting to see in Comic-Con. So it's fun. It's interesting that she finally brought it up, but I'm sure there's still gonna be a bunch of questions asked at Comic-Con. But she said we started telling a story that ended last season without Carl, and since there's so many great characters on the show, different people will set up. It'll never fill the exact gap that a character leaves, but there are other people whose stories will come off into the forefront in great ways. So with Lauren, she has said she would like to come back to the show, and we would love to have her back. We think there are more stories to tell with Maggie. We already have some plans brewing that I think are pretty cool. So the world of The Walking Dead moves on with whoever we have at the moment. It's what we've always done. So yeah, so I guess with Lauren, they already know since she's already signed on to Whiskey Cavalier, that basically means she's gonna leave, because I don't think it's possible for an actor to do two major shows, be the lead in both shows. Unless one films during the spring, or one films during the winter and one films during the summer. But with this case, that's not what's happening. So with them saying that, her saying that Lauren wants to come back to the show and we would love to have her back, and there's more Maggie story to tell, and they're already coming up with ideas for how to have her back, that leads me to believe that she's not really gonna die. She's probably gonna leave. And I don't know if she's gonna walk off, and it's kind of awkward because she just had her baby, so I don't know if she's gonna take her baby and walk off. Maybe Georgie has a play in this because we know she's connected to Georgie, and Georgie is connected to the bigger world. So maybe her and Georgie walks off somewhere. And then she comes back if Lauren Cohan wants to return to the show. But if Lauren Cohan doesn't want to return to the show and Whiskey Cavalier is a hit, then that's gonna leave a big plot hole, because unless they can get her back to film a couple episodes that really confirm her death. But if she leaves with Georgie, maybe Georgie says, okay, Maggie died. But I don't know, it's hard to say if this is a good idea or not, because with her leaving, that plot hole is going to be open, and fans are going to ask for months and months and months, where is Maggie, where is Maggie, where is Maggie? But it's hard because this is such a huge character that we don't want to lose, and ultimately it might be a better idea for fans that if she leaves instead of completely dying, because seeing Maggie die would be like, okay, she's gone forever. But if she leaves, maybe she'll come back, who knows. Hopefully she comes back. But that's very interesting how I guess they're not writing her off. If she wants to come back, they're definitely not going to write her off, because that'll be ridiculous. I mean, they're writing her off, but they're not going to kill her off is what I mean. Now, one last thing I want to cover in this interview is a question that was, how would you describe Rick's journey in season 9? To which Angela responded saying, Rick opens up the season in a place where things are relatively good and peaceful for him. He made that unexpected decision to let Negan live at the end of season 8, and will deal with some of the after effects of that because it is such a momentous thing. And the trauma of losing his son Carl, even with the passage of time, is something that is painful for him. We are going to see him try to turn that pain into something positive for everybody. Rick will face some real challenges along the way. Hopefully not death. The thing that I hope the audience will respond to is seeing how Rick's underlying goodness and leadership will shine in moments of great adversity. So yeah, there's obviously going to be a time skip. We already knew that from past interviews, and it looks like All Out War is still going to have an effect on many people, especially Rick. And especially that since Negan is alive, they're still going to see the face of the guy who caused them so many problems. Now, with Rick dying, I mean, here's the thing with Rick. You know, again, they could go what they just said about Lauren Cohan, maybe Maggie leaving the show and then coming back if he wants to be open. But with Rick, he wants to leave the show. You know, it's his decision. With Maggie, she signed on to be on another show. So it's kind of hard for them to hide the Maggie rumors. But with Rick, they're still being kind of vague. And especially, it's fucking Rick Grimes, you know, they're not gonna go open, they're gonna be open and say, yeah, Rick's dying, guys, until, I mean, actually they have to do that soon. I mean, they can't just like you know, the thing with Rick is that they can't just like kill him like Travis style in Fear the Walking Dead, like in 2 seconds, you know, like unexpected. They have to kind of warn us, but still they're kind of keeping it a little vague because it's still a little too early for season 9. So I think they're still waiting for us to and digest his whole thing, and then they're gonna finally make a huge announcement on AMC, probably a couple of weeks before the episode Rick dies. And that's if he does die. Maybe he goes down a path like similar to what they're talking about with Lauren Cohan, Maggie leaves, maybe Rick leaves and then come back later on. Hopefully, you know, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below if you think that's a better way of dealing with these characters, you know, Rick and Maggie. If you'd rather see them leave the show and then come back, you know, it looks like that's what they're gonna do with Maggie. So let me know what you guys think if they're gonna do that with Rick. But I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. Hopefully Rick doesn't die, man, because it will be such an awkward time for him to die too, because he just got down with All Out War. Like, you know, it's freaking crazy. Negan, he just defeated Negan, and then he dies after that. Like, it's gonna be such an awkward way. It's such a weird time for him to die. Like, they could, if Rick wanted to leave the show, if Andrew Lincoln wanted to leave the show, maybe they should have killed him off in season 8. I don't know. It's hard saying like when's a good time to kill off Rick, because it's fucking Rick. You know, it's hard to say. But let me know what you guys think. You know, the big thing that came out of this interview is what they said about Lauren Cohan, because it looks like she doesn't want to leave the show. She wants to stick around, and maybe AMC shouldn't have been some pricks and paid her good money, and then we wouldn't even have this problem. So I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys think this whole idea with her leaving and then coming back, leaving that plot hole open, is a good idea. And let me know what you guys think should happen with Rick and Maggie, and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and if you do want more Walking Dead videos like this, stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. The whole article will be in the description down below if you want to go check it out. And yeah, it's been All Things Film. Until next time, peace.